like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all, I'm back with another flashback. This video features Sybil, aka Mama Earth. Guys, I'm still working on re-uploading all of my content back onto YouTube, adding my commentary so that I can meet the YouTube guidelines. This is why you guys are seeing so many flashbacks from my channel. However, I can assure you that I'm staying on top of everything happening within carbonation. Guys, please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. All right, y'all, let's get into this video.
Hey guys, I wanted to check in with everyone. I don't know if Instagram is even sending out the live. Hey there. Hi guys. I don't know, it's been a while since I've been on here, guys, so I don't know if Instagram is sending these messages or what's happening, but I thought I would check in, and it's been on my spirit all day today. Just feeling a lot of people, a lot of heaviness that is happening, and I wanted to touch base. And Instagram is not playing with us, okay? There are no more filters. There are no more whatever. So we are just all the way live tonight. And I wanted to say that there's a lot of shift happening. There's a lot of shift and a lot of growth in a lot of people's lives. I have the privilege to be connected to a lot of people that I absolutely love and adore. And there is not one person that I know that is not really feeling this energy that is happening right now. It's really intense, a lot of growth, a lot of stretching. A lot of people are really deep into this intense shift, right? Time is going really fast. Time has sped up so much. So our emotions and our feelings are really intense. There's nothing that we're not feeling immensely. A lot of people are in a lot of crossroads, right? In my class that we were teaching on Saturday for the fragrance workshop, it ended up being like a whole spiritual awakening, if you will, right? Because people are coming into these workshops and into these classes thinking, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, you know, one course and then that's it. And you're going to be ready for entrepreneurship. So people really out here are like selling people a dream, this facade dream, this fake dream. And that's just not how it works. So I have to be the responsible person and let people know, you know, that this is coming from so many, 2 decades almost of being in fragrance, that I'm able to do what I'm doing. So to come in and learn and to really be present with us while we're in our fragrance course is for you to really feel.
All right, y'all. So I am back with another great read. This is the Goddess Affirmation book, authored by Janae. Some of you may know her as Nateri. She is an ex-Carbonation member, and she has authored this amazing book. The book is available on Amazon.com. Just search for the Goddess Affirmation book, authored by Janae Newell.
And to really be present with us while we're in our fragrance course is for you to really feel into learning and to understand the culture, to get the DNA of the brand, and to really find out what your passion is in the fragrance, right? But more than that, what I'm discovering is that people want a quick fix right now. You know, it's all about the hype energy. It's all about getting the bag and all this and all that, but that's going away. And it doesn't matter who you are, that energy is just not working anymore. And so what is calling for us right now is for our energy to be shifted into our heart-based passions. If it's not something that you're passionate about, if it's not something that you love, it's just not working anymore. And it's coming across, whether it's relationships, whether it's work, whether it's whatever capacity that it is, it's showing up so heavily in so many of our lives. And no one's exempt. No one's exempt right now. Everyone is feeling this. Everyone is in some way, shape, or form experiencing it, right? So one of the things that I would say is to give yourself grace. Right? And people say that all the time, and it kind of gets irritating because there's no breakdown of what that really means, giving yourself grace. Giving yourself grace means that you actually take the time to feel the feelings that you're feeling. You don't try to positive talk yourself out of it. You don't try to go somewhere to get comfort and, escape from it and find temporary fixes. You actually allow yourself to feel those feelings. You actually allow yourself to feel that moment of pain and whatever it is that you're experiencing, right? Because that authenticity is really going to help you grow into the next level. And nothing that grows and nothing that is advancing itself is going to happen without some sort of shifting. Right? So while those things are shifting, and that's what God's been doing with me, just moving me around, rearranging my mind, rearranging my life. And I'm getting intimate with so many people in this workshop. And I'm realizing that the need is a real spiritual need out here. People want to feel something real. They want to feel something tangible. They want to feel something that's heart-based. Getting the bag and being the boss bee and all this other energy, female stuff that's going on, that's just not working anymore. It's that, it's not feminine. It's not soft. It doesn't allow us to rest. It doesn't allow us to be in our true nature, in our ease of who we really are. And that's what we're really craving right now, right? And so with that being said, it's also not in the relationships that are unfulfilling. So a lot of women finding themselves releasing relationships that are not giving them what they truly desire, that they see and know that are not going anywhere. So they're not able to hold on to these empty promises and so forth. So all these changes and all these shifts that are happening so quickly, it's time to truly accept it and give yourself that grace to know that there is going to be another side to this, right? But in the meantime, allow yourself to feel it. It's just like a child. A child is the most innocent and pure and closest to God that you can be, right? They feel all of their feelings. They'll feel the happy, they feel the sad, they feel the excitement, they have the tantrum if they're not getting what they want. Allow yourself to truly be in your feelings, as they would say, because this is a time for us to embrace those feelings, because it's going to be a touch point to the direction that we're going. All right. So one, give yourself that grace. Number two, I would say, as we are making these decisions, play them out, right? That's one of the best ways I've ever learned to make decisions. So if you are at a crossroads or you're trying to figure this thing out and it's, you're just trying to see which way to go, the best way is to pause, check in with yourself, and to play it out, right? Check it in 3 months. How does it look in 3 months? How does it feel in 3 months? Check it in 6 months, right? Sit, close your eyes, feel into that thing. How does it feel in 9 months, right? How does it feel in a year? What's really happening for you in that space of making that decision? Does it feel good? And you always know by how you feel. Your feelings are knowing, right? If it doesn't feel like a space of peace, then it's probably not something that's going to serve your highest and greatest good, right? And so I was having this thought. I'm thinking about all the most affluential people in the world. You think of the Oprahs, the Dalai Lamas, the presidents. You think of, the Magic Johnsons, the people who are really, 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 the Bill Gates, just people that are at a level of where they're being recognized for whatever it is that they're doing at a really high elite level, right? And I started to realize that none of these people, I don't know anything about as far as their lifestyle. I don't know the car they drive. I don't know the home they're in. My mentor that I pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? I don't know the car she drives. And I realized that. And it dawned on me. And I said to myself, wow, the Martin Luther Kings, the Harriet Tubmans, the people who made these different.
All right, y'all, go on ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
And really stood out in this planet, on this planet, and really made a difference. Even Oprah, I don't know what car she drives. I don't know her house necessarily, right? I mean, we've seen glimpses of things, but it's so important that our intentionality of what we're bringing to people is so that we can serve them. And so this idea that there's going to be this quick fix or this thing that's going to automatically get us what we want, it's not working anymore. And the more I process that, it says to me, okay, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this, because then you have this movement of the girls who are buying these bodies so that they can then sell their bodies to these men that are actualizing them to be this item, right? But it's also something that's been taught to us, right? And so from the beginning, I was thinking of, what's his name, this kid, he's so amazing, Donnell, and he was talking about how they sold us the dream. They sold us what to believe in. They sold us to believe in to be a rapper, to be an artist, you know, to be a basketball player, to be a football player, right? It wasn't really the hype to really go out and get an education and to have a real profession, quote and unquote, of whatever it seems to be, right? And so they sold us the dream to believe in. We didn't really get the option to believe in the dream that we truly desired and were drawn to. And so from that, the drug dealing from the projects, you know, the people who thought that that was the only way out, they saw all the girls, all the cars, all the money. By the time now that they're 18, 19, and they realize that they're not this mega, you know, rapper, superstar, or whatever they claim that they were watching that they thought they would become, then they're completely defeated and think that there's nothing out there for them, right? So then they go into crime and things that are out of desperation, because now this dream that was sold to them is not going to happen, right? It's maybe one out of, you have a Jay-Z out of the Marcy Projects, right? You have a LeBron out of his projects, who comes out of being, you know, from his family situation, right? So it's like one in a few who are really determined to get to that next level. But we miss the part of actually tapping into who we are authentically. But what the people that have actually made differences in our lives, the Oprahs, the Martin Luther Kings, and all these people who were so affluential to our spirit and to our minds, it was the words that they spoke. And it was the passion and the compassion that they had for the people, and the service that they served the people with in their heart. And that's what really fulfilled where we are now, to be able to say, I have a dream, to be able to integrate new ideas. You know, you have people all over that are not supposedly popular, and you have these people telling you to quit your jobs, right? Because you're going to be an entrepreneur. But what you're not realizing is that, you know, you're coming from corporate America, which has an establishment. There's a foundation that was built there that you didn't invest in, that you didn't do the groundwork for, that took a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. So basically in corporate, all we had to do was be performers, right? So that's what we started to do. We started to work for other people so that we could pay our time for money and get a salary, right? And then as we started to master the skills to work for these companies, we're like, wait a minute, I got these skills. I know what it takes after learning and honing them. But now the hype, as far as to be an entrepreneur, people are acting recklessly, and they're going out here and they're losing themselves. And then they're having manic depression and so many issues in their relationships because they're defeated as entrepreneurs, because they want this instant gratification. That's just not happening, right? So what this is really speaking to, I believe that there is such a call to who we are on the inside, and our hearts are really in a place right now that no matter who you are feeling so deeply. Your emotions are heightened at a level that's unexplainable. Time is going so fast. And I'm going to explain this because Spirit dropped this down in me, and I got this download, and I was really like, whoa, that's intense. But what's happening is our cell phones are actually being integrated into us, right? Let me say that again. Our cell phones are being integrated into us. So if you think about what a cell phone is, right? Phone, right? So it's a cell. This is a cell, right? This is actually a cell. So the cell that is now what we are utilizing and addicted to, something that we depend on, it has now literally memorized everything about us, right? Our time we wake up, what our thoughts are, what our ideas are, things that we feel, things that we believe, everything is in this little guy right here. This thing right here is an extension now of our actual cells, whether you believe it or accept it or not, or whether you plan on jumping off the grid and going into the jungle somewhere and not having this connection. But if you are on a cell phone, we are being integrated. And that's why we're feeling so empty. We're feeling sadness. We're feeling overwhelmed because that's not our nature of who we are. So I asked Spirit, I said, well, what are we supposed to do with this? Because we need our cell phones, right? We're creating businesses. We are thriving. We're connecting with people. We're Zoom calling. We're, having coaching calls. We're connecting on a different level. We're on Instagram. We're on social media. What are we supposed to do with this? And I was told is to not resist it. Right? And it's not an easy pill, because it's like, wait a minute. But if we do resist it, what happens is it becomes a cell for us. And what I mean by a cell is that it becomes a cell, like a prison cell, right? So we can either choose to resist it and lock into it, that it becomes our cell in our prison, or we can integrate and ask that we harmonize ourselves with it. We ask that we choose how to utilize it in a healthy way that works for our highest and greatest good. And then that's going to be able to serve us the way that we need it to serve us, so that's not taking over us. If you find yourself that as soon as you wake up, this is the first thing you grab, then you're in the cell. I got to tell you. And I'm just going to, and I couldn't even continue my night and close it down. I was literally outside. We burning in New York. If anybody knows, it is hot, hot, hot. But I literally had to get on this live because there's somebody who literally just is begging for answers and information. And so I always try to tap in, not to the point of giving too much of myself, because I'm preparing for my class tomorrow, obviously, and I've been offline, but I did want to just tap in for this second so that you're not going crazy. This is not some weird, crazy feelings that you're dealing with, the breakups that are happening, the family that is just going left, the job that seems to be at an array, all the things that are coming up for you that are not making sense, right? The falls, the accidents, the things that are happening, the big decisions, and I'm talking about big life decisions that people are coming and dealing with, right? The cell phone and how it's been for us thus far has become such an influence on our minds that we're not able to hear into our hearts, right? So I would suggest and submit for your consideration that to really tap into your heart. Let your heart be the first thing that you listen to in the morning. Even if you don't know what it means with the whole meditation, when people are meditating, I get that, because meditation can come in many different forms. And for me, it's different. I go walking and I clear my mind in the morning, right? And some people may say it's workout and all that stuff, but for me, it's more for mental clarity and to really get my energy going and to create my day. Right? Because if we're not creating intentionally our day, then what's happening is we're living back into our memories, right? With these 35, 40,000 thoughts that we're having daily, if we don't wake up and decide to have a new thought, we're just living recycled memories. And so we're going to keep having the same exact experiences over and over and over again. Right? So what this is about is to really a call to tap into your heart, to tap into yourself. Anything that's not authentic right now is just falling off. Anything that's not real for you is not going to make it. It's just not going to stay. And this is not only, a choice-based thing. The energy is moving so fast right now that it's not really your choice. If you're not allowing something that is no longer for your highest good to go, if you're not letting it go, it's going to forcefully go. Because the room that you're going to need in order for us to be able to get into the next upgrades that are happening, you have to have space and you have to have room for it. So whether you're allowing it or you're resisting it or not, it's going to happen by force. So why not allow ourselves to be in harmony? This is our time to truly call in to our inner self, right? God within, truly activate me so that I'm fully aligned. May I be divinely guided in all that I do. May I be divinely guided in my relationships. May I be divinely guided with the people that I interact with. May my heart be aligned and in harmony with all the good and all the great that I am, right? So that we're now creating a space that allows us to thrive. And we're not depending on the cell, and we're not putting ourselves in a cell, and it's not depending on what's in this cell that's going to create our day and determine our mood. It's not about what's on Instagram that's going to make us feel good today. It's not about what's on TikTok that's going to make us have a good day today. It's about what I know that I am, that I can create and I can live the life that I love. And that's the place that I want to come from. It's about thriving. It's not about hustle bustling, because that is played. People are
All right, y'all. A word from Rambo, aka Wild Quetzal.
What up, y'all? I'm excited to share an offering that I've been putting a lot of intention and energy into. It's called Wild Brotherhood, and it's a community for conscious, intentional, sovereign-seeking men who are wanting to come together, build themselves up, develop themselves, and level up in all domains of existence. So there's two parts to the Wild Brotherhood. I'll explain it very simply. The first part is a monthly membership that includes weekly video calls, a group chat, access to a network of men who have different skill sets. We will intertwine that with one another, as well as priority access to the in-person events, which is part two, the gathering.
Y'all be sure to check out Rambo at wildbrotherhood.com. Any men out there who are interested in building with like-minded men, check them out.
burning out. Every single time I turn around, somebody is having a meltdown, a breakdown. It's not a joke, guys. People are exhausted. I mean, if your circle isn't the circle that can lift you up, you're in the wrong circle. Because this right now is a time that people are so in need for someone to hold space for them, right? That's another saying that is so annoying that people always say it and we don't really know what it means. Holding space for someone. Let me explain what that means, right? So when you're holding space for someone, what it actually means that irregardless of whatever it is that they tell you that they're going through, you do not buy into it. Your job as a person holding space, let's say for your sister, your aunt, your cousin, your father, your loved ones, your child, you're holding space for them that no matter what the circumstance may look like that they're dealing with, that you are not buying into it. This is what Christ did, right? So people actually think that, oh, it was a healing, that Christ went and laid hands and healed the people. No. He just never saw the lame as lame. He never saw the blind man as blind. And so because they had an ounce of faith and he believed that they were never sick, it instantaneously healed when the two or more were gathered, right? So the person holding space for you is the person that you're entrusting that no matter what it looks like, because it's looking really crazy out here. It's looking really crazy out here. I mean, I'm talking about people that I have the privilege of being connected to that are truly facing things that are just turbulent, right? And it's within themselves and it's within ourselves and it's all reflective so that we can all grow and pull from each other, but it's real. So having someone who can hold space for you is that person that when you call them in a panic, when you call them and tell them whatever's happening, they're going to remember what's on the inside of you. They're not focused on what you're telling them. They're going to be there. They're going to support you. They're going to let you know you're not alone, but they're not going to buy into the story that you are telling yourself, but they're going to give you the grace and hold the space so that you can take the necessary time to heal and to give yourself that feeling that you're going to need to go within, because no one's going to be able to walk you through this part. This is the part where we're in a space that things are happening because you have to go to God now. You have to go to source to get to the next space. You have to get through spirit. Like, you're going to go to people for advice. You're going to go to people. They can see things. They can hear things. They can read things. That's going to be great, but it's not going to settle with you, because this is truly God business that's happening right now. God wants us, every single one of us, back. Right? Non-negotiable, right? Because otherwise we're going to end up in this cell, right? And this is the cell that we don't want to end up in, right? The cell that we want to have and that we want to be integrated with is our God self. And as long as that's holding precedent for what we make decisions, we coming from our decision making from our inner self and not from what's determined on the outside, then we're going to actually get to the other side of this. But I just wanted to jump on. No one's going crazy. Time has speeded up in a way that cannot be explained. Your emotions are intense because of the time that is sped up, right? So everything that you're tuning into, be very mindful, because you're instantaneously downloading things. Whatever you're entertaining gossip-wise, if you're talking negative about someone or entertaining negative thoughts and negative things, just understand that you're downloading things immediately. So may I submit for your suggestion that you start checking your thoughts, you start checking your surroundings, you start checking the conversations that you're in, that you start checking the rooms that you're in and making sure that they're feeding your soul. Anything that's not feeding your soul has to go. Anything that's not fitting your soul right now has to go, because it is going to literally deplete you. And we need every single ounce of our energy for ourselves and for our loved ones for the time that we have right now. Now, if there's something that you're excited about, if there's something you have in your heart and there's a passion that you are living, I fully say to truly go to God for divine guidance, step by step, on the action to take and what to do. Right? What to do step by step, moment by moment, who to be guided by, what mentor is going to support you, that you can get the guidance that you need. But no rash, harsh decisions of people quitting their jobs and doing things just wild while you're in this emotional state. Try to truly rest in our source while you're making these very, very big life decisions that are absolutely coming up during this time. All right, guys. So I didn't want to stay too long, but that I just, when it's bursting out of me, I have to get it and let it release itself, right? Or else it sits in my body, and that does not feel good for me.
All right, y'all, go on ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
It's very uncomfortable for me to carry that. So I hope this served one person, if not any. But just remember, it's not your things that are going to move us. It is your heart. And we can feel your heart, and we can see your heart. We can even smell your heart, right? And that's the beauty of who we are, because God is going to give us our gifts so that we can acknowledge them and we can allow them to push through, right? There's so much more, but I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna continue to have my tea. But it's funny. I just saw, so seeing my tea, what's happening right now? Like, let's say the tea that's inside my cup is the energy, right? Let's say this is the energy. The tea is the energy. The energy is never gonna change. But what's happening right now is the container's changing. So the energy is no longer staying in this cup. Right? The energy is now saying, I want to go into, let me see what I have here. I don't know. Let's put it in this, right? So the energy is now saying it's going to go into this. This is going to be where the new energy is going. The energy is not changing. It's just the container that's changing. So in order for that energy to change containers, it's going to have to empty out here. And so that's why it feels so confusing. And like the floor is just nowhere to be found, because it is removing the space and the energy that we have in this container. So it's feeling empty. It's feeling emotional. It's feeling extremely sad. It's feeling really heavy because we're going into a new shape and a new form. And then the funny thing that happens, when we go into the new form, we realize like, wow, I'm extremely powerful and I can create, right? And then we didn't know that there was another mountain till we got to this top of this one to see that there's the next one, right? And then we eventually just want to be free, right? We're not really chasing the money, the cars, and the fame. What we're really chasing is freedom, right? The feeling is freedom. That is what we hold on to. So the thing that's freeing you, the thing that's allowing this energy to come in without any pulls, manipulation, and trying to create something by force that's just flowing, that's the thing we want to stay close to, right? And that's not going to come from this cell. This cell, understand guys, it's already being integrated into our DNA. Cell phones are now a part of our cells, whether you like it or not. These are parts of our cells. So whatever's on here, make sure it's something you want to download. It's gotten to the point this week that Spirit is cleaning out so much. I've been cleaning out things that I have memberships for that I have no idea. I had about $600 or something in memberships. $4.99 here, $6.99 there, $7.99 there, $12.99 here, $20.99 here. I'm like, what are all these things? Apps and things that I do not even use, just parasites sucking on money, right? This is all spiritual, even what you think is not. So take a deep look, clean out your areas, get yourself organized, get your space so that it's something that you're really feeling clear. And that's the least of your worries, is that your energy and your surroundings and your space is clear, right? And then so that way you can focus on the inside, because this is what we're going to be needing to do. And it's not going to be forever, but it's definitely a time period right now where July, Cancer season, very emotional, very heavy moon, Capricorn. And so we're going really, really deep. into these emotions and feelings. And Capricorn plays no games. You're learning all the lessons, and it's either going to make you or it's going to break you. But I know that you're an overcomer, and I believe that you know who you truly are on the inside. Even if you don't feel you can do it, know that your God can do it, and that God is on the inside of you, and we are here to truly live the life we love and to share it with others that we love as well. All right, guys, hope that helped. I'll talk to you soon. And I don't know when I'll be back. I'm still in my course with my fragrance training. We are going deep, and it's amazing, and it's wonderful. If any of you are on here right now, love you guys, and we will talk soon, okay? Can't wait to smell you. Bye.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Guys, I want to give a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the channel. To all of my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies. Y'all already know what it is. Big up yourself. We in the building with it.